morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anustha Acharya. The top stories first. Effects of landslide and floods caused by monsoon felt across the country. Essential services like electricity, communication and transportation affected. Active cases of coronavirus drops to 29,000. More than 3,000 people recover in a single day. Less than 60,000 tourists have arrived in Nepal until June this year. Tourism board spectacle of the number increasing soon. Hundreds of dead sea animals wash up in the coast of Sri Lanka. Deaths linked to the dangerous chemical spillage. And Italy defeat world number 1 Belgium to qualify for the semi-finals of the European Championships, set to meet Spain in the semis. With the onset of monsoon season in the country 19 days ago, 33 people have lost their lives to the natural disaster caused by incessant rainfall. The floods and landslides caused by heavy rainfalls in different parts of the country for the past 19 days have caused loss of life and property across the country. The monsoon has received more than normal rainfall this year. The monsoon that started on June 14th has had a direct impact on 32 districts. So far, 33 people have been killed, 30 are missing and 34 are injured in the monsoon disaster. The floods and landslide completely damaged 483 private houses across the country, partially damaged 112 houses, damaged 36 government offices and damaged 6 community school buildings. Spokesperson of the Natural Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority, Biswa Prakash Aryal, said that arrangements have been made to send money immediately for the construction of temporary housing for those affected by the monsoon this year. According to the Department of Meteorology, and monsoon has become more active from Wednesday and will continue in its current part till Saturday. According to the Flood Forecast Division, Bhote Kosi, Tama Kosi, Dudh Kosi, Sun Kosi and other tributaries of Kosi, Narayani and its tributaries Trisuli, Budi Gandaki, Kali Gandaki and settlements around Marsangdi are the high risk. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has said that efforts are being made to weaken the country's progressive forces. At a meeting of the CPN-UML Central Committee held on Friday, Prime Minister Oli said that various efforts were being made to discredit and weaken the progressive forces in the country. Prime Minister Oli accused the anti-government forces of trying to push the country towards anarchy by creating undisciplined, chaotic and social civilizations. Prime Minister Oli also said that the CPN-UML was being destroyed by discrediting in front of the people. He said that it was a vacillation of parliamentary practice and party discipline to form a government led by the main opposition party by overthrowing the government of this own party. Prime Minister Oli also expressed dissatisfaction that political parties have started taking to the streets and burning idols in violation of prohibitory order. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Active cases of coronavirus have been declining in the country due to the improved rate of recovery. A report. A total of 3,451 persons recovered from coronavirus yesterday. With this, the number of active cases has dropped to 27,274 from the overnight tally of 31,368. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 603,600 infected people have recovered from the disease in Nepal. Meanwhile, the government yesterday confirmed 1,391 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 642,000 53. Coronavirus claimed 34 more lives across the country, taking the death toll to 9,179. Nepal is currently among top 40 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 34.56 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 30.50 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 183.68 million people across the world and claimed over 3.97 million lives. And now the news from economic front. The COVID-19 pandemic has massively affected the tourism sector in the country. Tourism has been one of the mainstays of the country's economy. Due to the adverse impact of COVID-19 on the tourism sector, a negligible number of foreign tourists have been recorded to have visited Nepal in the first 6 months of the current fiscal year 2020-21. According to the Nepal Tourism Board (NTB), a total of 58,058 foreign tourists entered Nepal during the current fiscal year. Similarly, a total of 1,143 foreign tourists flew into Nepal within June this year. Spokesperson of NTB, Mani Lamichhane, said that a total of 102 foreign tourists had arrived in Nepal in June last year. During this year's June, 3,606 foreign tourists stranded in Nepal or those willing to return to their home country were flown out of Nepal amid the prohibitory order imposed by the government in the Kathmandu Valley to contain the second wave of COVID-19, said Lamichhane. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international. Hundreds of dead sea animals have washed up in Sri Lanka weeks after a cargo ship carrying dangerous chemicals caught fire and sank. The Express Pearl sank in early June off the coast of Colombo after it had been on fire for days. The remains of 176 turtles, 20 dolphins and 4 whales have washed ashore since, a court has heard. Experts fear the ships, which carried tons of oil in the tanks, will remain an environmental hazard for decades. The Express Pearl had been carrying 278 tons of bunker fuel oil and 50 tons of gas oil when it caught fire on 20 May. It was also carrying 25 tons nitric acid along with other chemicals and cosmetics. One environmental group had earlier said the ship's toxic cargo threatened to create a chemical soup in the area. The Russian capital of the vessel, who has been barred from leaving the country, appeared in the court on Thursday, although he yet has to be charged. Another 14 people have named as co-accused over the case. Court proceedings will resume on 15 July. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Italy have knocked out tournament favourites Belgium to reach the semi-finals of the European Championships. Goals from Nicolo Barella and Lorenzo Insigne have Italy the lead in entertaining first half between two strong teams. A first half stoppage time penalty scored by Belgian Romelu Lukaku gave Belgium a good chance to become back in the second half. However, with two goal scoring opportunities missed by Lukaku and Thorgan Hazard in the second half, the game ended 2-1 in favour of the Azzurri. The win confirms the Italian will now face the Spanish side in the semi-finals. Earlier, three-time champions Spain survived a dramatic penalty shootout against Switzerland to reach the semis. The Spanish side took the lead in the 8th minute through a Denis Zakaria own goal, but that was cancelled when Swiss captain Xherdan Shaqiri scored in the 60th minute. Switzerland were down to 10 men when Romero Freuler was sent off with 9 minutes to remaining but eventually lost 3-1 in the penalty shootout. Today, the Czech Republic will go against Denmark to face the winner of the match between England and Ukraine in the second semi-final. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Effects of landslide and floods caused by monsoon felt across the country. Essential services like electricity, communication and transportation affected. Active cases of coronavirus dropped to 29,000. More than 3,000 people recover in a single day. Less than 60,000 tourists have arrived in Nepal until June this year. Tourism board spectacle of the number increasing soon. Hundreds of dead sea animals wash up in the coast of Sri Lanka. Deaths linked to the dangerous chemical spillage on 20th May. And Italy defeat world number 1 Belgium to qualify for the semi-finals of the European Championships, set to meet Spain in the semis. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.